Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? Oh, you getting it in? Somebody's getting it for you. What's good, people? Woo, what's good, people? It's the day of the day of another week called Thursday. Anybody been said what's good, people? Oh, as you see, we still going through the Caitlyn Jenner, as far as, people signing on and they're starting a petition in reference to her gold medal saying that, she shouldn't have used drugs and stuff like that back in the Olympics when, she was being, as far as being an Olympic person, she was using hormones and stuff like that, and, they're trying to strip her titles and stuff like that. It's funny because everybody always wants you to live in your truth, and when you live in your truth, it seems like you're always judged the most. And Marion Jones, I think her name was, I'm not sure, she was an Olympics person, a black girl. She looks like this. Okay, she restricted her titles and stuff like that. She had to get back her medals and stuff like that, and she also ended up in jail. And I don't understand the whole ceramics of, the whole outline of how doing something in reference to enhancing drugs will get you in jail, but that's the world we live in. And the thing about it is that you have to really be careful with the things that you do in life because we walk in the eggshells. I know I do, I know you should, but you don't have to listen to me. Anyway, that being said, I want to talk in reference to tall girls, tall girls and stuff like that. A lot of transsexuals have complexes because of the fact that they're tall. Like me, I'm tall. Of course, I've told you before, I'm 6 feet tall, and had to make sure. I'm 6 feet tall, so I kind of, you have that complex and stuff like that because you have so many people whispering inside your ear, girl, you too tall to be a woman, girl, you too tall, you too tall. Because for some reason in their mind they feel as though women are not tall because that's the dum-dums because they feel as though everything goes a certain way. And it's funny how, the world we live in, everybody feels as though A should go with B, B should go with C. We're not formatted that way because in order for everything to move in that type of alphabetical order, it means that people have to be perfect. People are not perfect. People have flaws and stuff like that. And my thing is this, is that you have to stay true to you. You have to stay away from, and I'm going to say this, I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Anybody who tells you, oh girl, they already know what you are, is not your friend. Get rid of them. Anybody says, oh girl, they can tell what you are a mile away. Get rid of them. Anybody who says, girl, if you wear that outfit or you wear that hair, or get rid of them. These people are not a support system. These people are not your friend. However, I know many, 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 many women, females, that are walking around here look like straight up men without trying. And the thing about it is that I watch women get their body work done. I watch women get, boobies and stuff like that. I watch their lips and, and they're living in their truth, and I'm not knocking that because my thing is do what you want to do what works for you. But at the end of the day, it makes a person go, is that a, So the simple fact of the matter is that a lot of females are not passable as far as being a female. Just like a lot of men are not passive as far as being a man. They look more like a girl. We like the Justin Bieber type of thing, they hound and they did all this stuff to this poor child until he just started doing everything to get away from that life. And it's funny how we work on people, we have people whispering in our ear, those negative people that do so much negative things. However, I put a little video together as far as tall girls, since people don't believe that women come tall, or they must have done something to become tall, just like men that are like this tall, they feel as though they are more like women. So, it's so funny how we put so much in people's ear that is so negative, and not a supporting thing, but a negative thing. Anyway, that being said, I just want to show you a video in reference to tall women. Okay, here we are. Okay, now you saw the video in reference to a lot of tall females that are out here. You know, some are really tall and stuff like that, very beautiful women and stuff like that. You know, no one decides what they want to be, no, as far as height, as far as body, as far as, you know, even the man, you know, his he doesn't decide how big he wants it, you know, because everybody be walking around with something they can't even use. Anyway, that being said, you know, my thing is this, is that this video is just to empower a lot of tall girls like myself and reference to a lot of other ones living your truth. If you want to put some heels on, girl, just put some heels on and carry a little stuff extra in that bag in case you have to check somebody, you know. I'm not condoning violence. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying go out to just put them on and, you know, walk through the street like you about to just attack people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying live your life, live your truth. Do not be a person who's sitting back wishing you would have did this, wishing you would have did that, because you were so busy listening to what they said that was ridiculing your life when you never got a chance to live your own life. You know, my thing is this, is like I said before, if nobody don't like it, then fuck them. And that's how I stand in my truth. Now, I'm not saying just put on some heels and walk through the hood, you know, where it's really bad and you just want to. Let's be reasonable and let's be smart. Let's not be stupid, you know, because let's just say this, you was born a female. Would you do that? No, because you're going to have unnecessary attention, and a lot of times you could be walking into a situation where you don't need to walk to. So let's be responsible. Let's be careful when you're living in your truth. Just don't, you know. And if you really think about it, there are females out here that are beautiful and, you know, do a lot of things, and they always have that small flats in their bags. Females gotten to the point, honey, they just pop the heels off and they just go at it. You know, the simple fact of the matter is that you have to live in your truth and you have to be happy. Don't let somebody determine what you should be or how you should do this or how you should do that. I always encourage you to do your own hair. Always encourage you to do your own makeup, because nobody's going to do you the way you want to be done. And you have to be careful when you have someone beat that face, because they maybe make sure that you don't look better than them. Anyway, that being said, I just want to put that out there, stuff like that, a positive reinforcement for the tall girls like me. Boom. Anyway, that being said, I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I want you to do you. I want you to do the best way that... Oops. Wait a minute. I want to say hello all old people. Boom. I want to say hello all young people. Well, not young, but my regulars. Boom. And I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. You do you. You do you the best way you can. And if nobody don't like it, then fuck them.